Alright, YouTube fans, my name is Rayshawn, known as Mr. Ceiling Fan Man 1999 on YouTube, also known as Ray Nizzle on Facebook. So I just got done watching Jonahsfan's video of his Casablanca 4th season Ceiling Fan. And what Jonahsfan did was that due to the fact that the fan was originally brown, and then so he said that he chose to spray paint the fan for whatever reason. I didn't pay attention to his reason on why he spray painted it. But he said that he gave out some reason to the point that he had no choice but to spray paint the fan black and red. Now I'm gonna be honest, I really like his paint job. Because due to the fact that he spray painted his fan black and red, it kind of reminds me of the prom colors that me and my prom day wore at the prom back in May of 2017. And not only just that, and then it kind of reminds me of the black and red Jordans that most of the people like to wear now these days. Now, if I was Jonah, I would do that to a Hampton Bay Littleton, but I'm not going to sit up there and tell him what ceiling fan he needs to do this to and what ceiling fan not to do this to, because this is his ceiling fan, and God dang it, this is his ceiling fan, and this is his property, this is his own property, so he can do whatever he want to do to his ceiling fan because that's his fan. And he's not the only one that does that. And then the description says, no, it's my fan. I can do what I want. Like the beginning says, if any of you Casablanca lovers that don't like ruined paint jobs on Casablancas, then I recommend you don't watch. That's what he was doing. He was trying to make it simple. Plain and simple. And then I was joking around with him, telling him that it would have been better if he spray painted it black and yellow. I was joking then. And I was like, it would have been better if you spray painted it black and yellow. Nah, I'm just playing. But a black and red Casablanca ceiling fan is something I always wanted to see. And Jonahsfan said, that's awesome. I'll be right there, you guys. Amber Lynn, 6914, that person said, I'd be a fan of the paint job if the fan was originally traditional brown. In case you, dear viewer, didn't know, 4 seasons in brown are stupid rare, especially when equipped with an Emerson K63 motor like this one. And then he said, or she said, I think it's a he, I don't know. But the person said, yes, I tried to warn him. He clearly didn't listen. Jonahsfan, he cut up on this dude. Like, for the people that doesn't know what it means when you cut up on somebody, it's a black English term saying that you're going off on somebody. Jonah cut up on this person, said, so what if it's stupid rare? No, excuse me. He said, so what if it's stupid rare? It looked like a pile of, and then it's the S word. Anyways, with that D word, color. And he said, I obviously saw way more than just this fan in that color, so obviously it's not rare. I don't give a single F if it's rare or not. And then he cut up on that person and said, if you don't like it, then get the blank off my channel. Unsubscribe. Do whatever, and then it's the S word. You want to do. I don't care. That's what Jonah said. He cut up on that person. Tell him again, Jonah. That's your fan. You can do what you want to do with your ceiling fans. You're not the only one that does that anyway. I spray paint my ceiling fans too sometimes. Man, if I show you what fans I spray painted too. Now this the fan that I spray painted too. Like this motor housing is green, but this motor housing was originally antique brass. But I spray painted it green because it was rusty. And then the canopy was a spare. It was originally brushed nickel, but I spray painted it green. Then that downrod adapter is just for temporary purposes until I get a skinny downrod for this thing. Not only did I the hell? Oh, excuse my language. Not only did I spray painted this fan, but I also franked this fan too. Due to the fact that the original blades was missing, but I went on and took the whole motor out and put a 5-bladed motor in there so I could have my own 5-bladed fan. Then them pull chains with them green thingies, those pull chains came off of a Hampton Bay Littleton ceiling fan. Now them pull chains with them green thingies, those was not originally green, they was originally white. The switch housing and the light kit came off of a Hampton Bay Huntington 3 ceiling fan that I parted out because the Huntington 3 was missing blades. And then those Hunter glows, I ordered those Hunter glows off of Mercury. And it is a 3-way like it too. And the blade set is just for temporary purposes until I put some antique brass blade brackets on it with another set of cane blades. But I franked this fan. Alright, back to what I was saying. So Jonah can do whatever he want to do to his fan, and he can do whatever he want to do with his fan. So I'm just saying some people need to tell him to stop. Some people need to stop telling him what fans he needs to spray paint. He can spray paint whatever fan he want to spray paint. And then it's like a lot of people encouraging Jonah to not let them hate comments stop him from doing what he want to do to his fan. Alright, Dad. Alright, so. And then so fan man Andrew, also known as Andrew Nadja on Facebook, he said, it's just the fan. It's his fan. Let him do what he want. Let him do. Excuse me. He said, it's just the fan. It's his fan. Let him do with it as he pleases. Sure, go ahead and hate on him or whatever you want to call it because of what he did to a Casablanca Four Seasons that is rightfully owned by him and his property. And then he also said, even if it's rare, then that's how come everyone and their auntie has one of these things then. And then he was saying, I'm talking in general, because it could be rare, but what are the chances of there being a ton of them in the building somewhere? I wouldn't know. I don't keep up with it because I don't have one, nor do I want one. Not trying to start drama. I'm just standing up for someone I think it's very cool and shows enjoyable content. It's not trying to be ugly. At least it shows more than just Casablanca stuff, just saying. Then Emmanuel told him that the finish was rare. Emmanuel Silva Mark, but he's known as E-Man Fan on YouTube. And then he said, now the idea is definitely cool, but the wrong fan to try it on. He's not trying to be rude like some of the comments are, but he think the best way to leave it the way, especially since it was rare, and fans with rare finishes should be left the way they are. And if he didn't like it the way, then sell it to someone, since they may happen to look for a brown Four Seasons that is rare as very rare Casablanca fans, and those are priceless. Next time, don't do this to a fan that is rare, and you won't get these type of comments, as there's a good reason it should have been left the way it was. So, Jonah, you can do whatever you want to do with your fans. Don't let these hate comments get you worked up and all that stuff. But I tell you that for a fact. Now if they tell another fan collector that did the same thing you did, Jonah, now if they tell that fan collector, oh, you ruined a fan, and you should never did that to a fan. You need to do that to a different ceiling fan and all that stuff. If they did that to, excuse my language. If they did that to another person, that person would have got blocked. Especially if the person knew that they didn't ruin the fan, they just gave it a different finish. Like for example, you not the guy that's not gonna let these people slide. Like you said that they need to get the blank off your channel. Like when you was cutting up on these people. Now I'm gonna use this as an example. Now, for example, if I told you, oh, you ruined the fan, you need to do that to such and such type ceiling fan, telling you what ceiling fans you need to spray paint and what not to spray paint, I could get blocked. I could get blocked for that. Because that's your fan, that's your property. You can do what you want to do with your own stuff. Because as long as it's your fan, that's all what matters. Now, if it was somebody else's ceiling fan and they didn't want you doing that to their fans, that would be a whole different story. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good luck.